to the Nightcap. It's your girl, Carolina Sanchez, and it's Pride Month, baby! Yes, yes, yes. All right, we're gonna have a gay old time, except we're talking about dating. And as you know, dating tends to suck, especially in the city of Houston. But is that true for the queer community? We're gonna find out tonight. But first, this is the Nightcap, so I need a drink in my hand. And I've got Brittany here. Oh, yes. She's ready. What is this?
It's a carajillo.
Carajillo. Are you gonna show me how to make it later?
Oh yeah, of course.
All right, I'll probably ask you some questions too.
Oh, of course.
All right, but let's get to my guests because they're ready to share. So let's get into it.
Yeah, what's up for a Nightcap? Chill, you know, kick back.
All right, let's talk about the state of dating in the queer community. Let me introduce my friends first. We've got Rambo in the building for the first time. How are you? Welcome,
Fine.
welcome.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Next to you, we've got Renisha Ray. Hey. And you guys can't see, but she got the new Louis Vuitton satin ballerina slipper heels. Oh, yes. Yeah. Styling.
Yeah, no,
next to her, we've got Jay Smith.
How you doing, love?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, good.
And across from me, we've got Imani Renee. Hey, hey. All right, we're talking about the state of queer dating. So first, I'm going to ask y'all sexual orientation. So, Rambo.
Gay is all I knows.
Okay.
Lesbian.
Lesbian.
Mm-hmm. I'm gay.
Gay.
And I'm bi.
And you're bi.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you guys will all have, because I feel like it's different for bisexual, it's different for gays, and different for lesbians. But dating, is it as awful as it is for the straight community?
Yes.
Maybe a little worse.
Yeah.
Worse?
Yeah, maybe a little worse.
Would you call it a cesspool that everybody just pees and poos in?
Yes.
I feel like as a bisexual, I'm taken advantage of. You know, they just feel like because I'm bisexual, they get to have me and my partner, you know, and it gets very frustrating.
Like out for everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you can kind of.
Right, they were like, well, you like men, you like women, you should be able to handle both. I'm like, well, I would like to be in a committed relationship, thank you.
Yes. So monogamy is unheard of in...
Well, to the outside looking in, they feel like we should have, especially if it's two women that are in a relationship, they feel like we should open our relationship up to the rest of the world because we're bisexual or I'm bisexual or
I feel like that's men in general when it comes to lesbian relationships or bisexual relationships. They feel like it's almost an open door policy and it's like, no, my God, we actually don't need you.
Okay.
Actually don't even like you.
I don't even like you.
Not
Like,
interested
you're not even
in-
on my Rolodex right now.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. We heard from the ladies.
For me, it's just pee in the pool.
Really?
No quality, no substance.
No quality.
For
no
me,
substance.
I don't see substance when it comes to dating. Everybody's want a social media relationship. What look good on camera, we look good together, but behind closed doors, there's no substance there. So for me, I just
So
hold off
now,
on it.
okay, so you're not even dating or
No.
trying. You're single and happy.
I'm single, but I'm not single. It's one of them things.
No. On this show, we're going to air it out. What you mean I'm single but not single is one of them things.
Everybody date me. I don't date nobody.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Renisha out here taking a sip because... Come on, Rambo. What you mean?
Everybody, I think I have a personality that's charming and I naturally have manners and things that was instilled for me as a child that a lot of people lack. So whether it's a woman, man, or whoever, everybody just do everything I want them to do. And I just take it.
Okay.
But I'm not dating because I want substance. I don't want just what you give me.
Okay. So you're dating, but you're not in a relationship.
No relationship at all.
Okay. But people are taking you on dates and you are taking full advantage.
I wouldn't say take me on dates because it's not like, it's not old school no more where someone say I want to go on a date. They don't do that no more. But if I'm out somewhere with my friends somewhere, somebody come and say, hey, can I get you something? Can I do this? And shit, why
You're
not?
like, hell yeah. All the acts of service my way.
And I have
please and
learned
thanks.
not dating get you access to everything and holding out. So let me tell you, what I was taught was don't put out. The longer you don't put out, the more stuff comes to you, and that's what's been going on. But the moment you put out, it dead. So I'm okay with not having sex, so I can get everything that's supposed to be mine. So
Wow.
I get that. I get that. I
Okay,
can
Jay, yeah.
say
What
the
do you
same
think?
thing. Yeah, substance. I got to speak on substance too. I feel like a lot of people need parents, and I'm not your parent. I'm not your dad. I'm not your mother. So I can understand when he says substance in the sense of people are all over the place mentally, and it's a lot coming into dating. It's a lot coming into inviting someone else in your space. So they lack the understanding of themselves. And when you're trying to tag somebody, and I feel like this is, I don't know, I can just speak on the African American community. We are so we feel like we need somebody, and I don't know if y'all can speak, but in the sense of like we gotta have somebody near to just feel complete.
Like codependency.
Yeah, like codependency in a sense. Like I don't know. I feel codependency. I feel like that'll be the word, but I don't know if people truly just know themselves, and in order to really know yourselves, people have to know how to be alone, and a lot of people don't know how to be alone. They feel
Is that what you're saying, that in the Black community, whether queer or not, you're raised to need to be with a partner? And
We're not
don't know
need
how
to be with let me not say, because we don't need a partner. However, it's just a sense of needing assistance, in the sense of just needing that extra cushion to I don't know. Feel heard or some sense.
But people haven't figured themselves out.
Yeah, a lot of people haven't figured themselves out, and a lot of people don't know how to figure themselves out.
A lot of people have not been to therapy.
I was gonna say
And I
that.
think that's a big thing, is that they
big
haven't
wrong.
unpacked their own childhood trauma. And so when y'all end up getting into a relationship dating, you end up inheriting their baggage that they haven't unpacked. And sometimes you don't know the workload of that baggage. And so y'all are trying to merge together, be this couple, and then you got a little cuckoo next to you that ain't figured out, they got different attachment styles than yours. And so y'all in here fighting in the club on Tuesday for wings, and you just,
All right, Renisha's got a lot to say. We have to hear more about the lesbian community. So you stay right there. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Nightcap. We've been talking about the state of dating in the queer community. We've got Rambo, Renisha, Jay, and Imani. All right. You were just starting to go off about how people tend to get into relationships without
Being healed.
being healed. Have you encountered that time and time again?
Yes, and so a dating requirement for me is that if you have never been in therapy, you and I have nothing to say, because I can't talk to somebody that can't even acknowledge that they're still in this healing journey, and you have not done the work to work towards it, because all you're going to do is undo all the work that I've done. And I'm not saying that none of us are completely healed, nor will we ever be completely healed, but the acknowledgement that something needs to happen and a change has to happen is super important. So we don't need to go into chaos together and it just be ridiculous.
And can I say, once you become healed, I think you take a step back and it's like you're looking at a circus going on. So for me, I know, I think early years we didn't pay attention to red flags, but now when you become healed or you come in a place in your life where you have peace, when someone approaches you, it's like, I've seen that before. I don't even want to deal with that. So once you get your peace, you're very protective of who you want to allow in your space. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I don't really date.
I would like to say, I think that healed should be a continuous thing.
Yes,
it's not something that it's an end goal and it's something that you reach in and it's like you get there and you're there. I think it's something that you constantly have to work on. And I think that you have to find people that are aligned with you as well, that are aligned with your journey. So you might be at the end, you might be, been working on your journey for years, and you met someone that they're on their journey. You still have to acknowledge the fact that they're on their journey, but they still have a lot of work to do. So you want to find people that are aligned with your life and what you have.
Who have done the same amount of work.
Exactly.
Yes,
Put in the same amount of work. And I also think that in the dating community, the issue is that we are constantly trying to merge our lives and our lifestyles as opposed to just enjoying each other as two individuals. Because then now you're becoming codependent. You're dependent on their happiness. You're dependent on that person for happiness, for comfort, for love, and all those things should come within yourself, and you find that on your healing journey.
But they're not healing, they getting hookahs.
Hey, you can heal
and hookahs. That baby, somebody put that on a t-shirt.
You can heal and get hookah at the same
they're
time.
not
You
healing.
can do both of them at the same
They
time.
out there ordering hookahs, lemon pepper wings, all flat, and then they on Instagram system. I think she's a narcissist. No, you're the narcissist. And so it's just a lot.
It's the
Okay,
diagnosing
so can we
people with
talk
no degree.
specifically about the lesbian community? What are the biggest issues that you're seeing? Because I feel like the therapy thing that you just laid out is very blanket for
sure.
I think even cis relationships and straight relationships. Is there anything that you see that's common in the lesbian community?
How much time do we have?
Baby, we got time.
Okay, so I don't want to. It's Pride Month, right? So we're not gonna bash the lesbian community, but we are gonna be honest about what's happening.
Right.
So I feel like in the lesbian community, everybody has their ex, like right here, and they want to keep their ex, like right here, but then still date you. And so like their ex is like still actively in their life, like texting, calling, like, hey girl, because they think because they're two women that they can still be friends. And it's just like, actually no, like y'all were just like in an intimate relationship 60 days ago. You need to get that time to breathe.
Yeah.
Like you can't just keep her in your back pocket.
I agree.
She can't come braid your hair on Sunday because that's what y'all used to doing. You got to get you a loctician, baby.
Yeah.
Like she can't twist your hair on Sundays because that's what y'all used to do and eat your mama fried chicken. You need to find somebody to go to lock your hair.
That is an ex.
That's an ex.
Ex gotta go.
But because in lesbian relationships that ends up becoming your best friend, especially like if you're in a really strong committed relationship with somebody for a long time, that becomes like your girl. Like that's your bestie. That's the first person that you call like if something funny happens. That's the first person that you call if you got tea. It becomes like your best friend because inherently y'all are two women dating. And so that breakup is not only an emotional breakup where like you're breaking up with a partner, you're also losing a friend. And sometimes that's hard to differentiate, like how to let that relationship go as well as the friendship. But as I've said before, if you can find space to let go of the relationship, let that heal, then it's possible that y'all could be friends later on down the line.
Not 60 days later.
Not 60 days, not 90 days either. And sometimes not the next year, but you have to give it time to rest and heal because you trying to hold on to it is going to keep you in bondage with that person. And ain't nobody got time to be dating you and your ex. Because she's not calling me as a woman because I'm going to tell her I'm a man. And I don't got nothing to say.
Is that the same? So that sounds like an awful breakup in the lesbian world because, losing a partner sucks, but losing a best friend, baby, that is awful. That sounds awful.
Y'all know each other's business.
Do you guys get into relationships where they become your best friends?
I think it should be a requirement.
Yeah,
I think that's
the
what's
stepping
missing in the
stone.
dating community because I recently started going on dating apps. And I would ask people, what do you like to do for fun? Well, look, I got to try something, you know?
Like, no, don't do it, don't do it,
Okay,
girl.
so I would always ask people, what do you like to do for fun? And they always give me the driest answer. Oh, I just be chilling. Well, how are we going to build a friendship if we're just going to date and have sex? You know, like, I don't think that that's actually building a true bond because if all things fail, you have that friendship to fall back on, you know, in case that relationship doesn't work out.
I think
She's telling you not to do that.
Don't.
She's saying when it all falls down,
just let it fall.
Let it fall
Or,
down.
don't
then
have a relationship.
you lose out on that friend forever.
But then that's lesbians U-hauling. Like we love a U-haul. We love a pack up, move the next day. Like, and for sometimes that works. Like it works out and it's a beautiful notebook story. Other times you done moved in with little Chucky and you don't even know. And like now she ain't even got her half of the rent and like y'all in that box together. So no, I think that like when like let dating be dating. And then as you're dating in those first like 90, 130 days, like y'all shouldn't be together. So in case it does fall out and y'all haven't had sex, y'all not spending at each other's house and y'all not, you know, all on IG posting thirst traps together, y'all can still remain friends if it doesn't work out because at this point we're just two people that went out on a couple of dates. It didn't work out, so yeah, you can be my homegirl. Whether the reverse situation is you and I have all gotten a relationship, we've now been intimate, there's feelings involved, and we discovered like, girl, you got like 16 red flags. You can't be my friend after that. And so you've lost a friendship trying to like, you know, dry hump in the middle of the night.
Oh, baby, she dropped a lot. And Rambo's over here ready to talk, so you stay right there. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Nightcap. Rambo's chomping at the bits to address some things.
Speaking of friends, the other thing that I have noticed with the gay community and dating in that world is if you hang with a group of guys and I say, oh, I just met this guy, they be like, oh, I already slept with him. It's like everybody's peeing on every tree. So if you didn't sleep with this person, that person, it kind of limits my options because I'm a loyal friend to you. So in order for me to take a different route, basically I have to go out by myself because everybody had each other.
Yeah.
Well, but I feel like in the gay community,
Hey, he said it.
it's men. And men, stereotypically, y'all got a sex drive that's unmatched. And y'all are down to hop on an app, Grinder, and just be like, all right, we're gonna meet right here tomorrow. I don't even know him. Boom, 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 do the thing, move on.
Here's my thing. I don't mind dating someone that one of my friends had sex with. I'm not gonna do it in a certain period of time, 1 or 2 years. That's too fresh for me. However, if I meet Mr. over here at the bar and I come back and I'm excited and I'm like, hey, I met this person, you don't have to tell me that you slept with him.
Yeah.
I'm peeing on that tree because I want to revisit it. Or you don't want it until I want it. Either or, pick one, but that's
like
what happened. Huh?
That's like a friend check, like your friend.
Yeah, you're like, I had that already. It's like, me now,
It's a
in my
hate
older
on.
years, okay, what you telling me for? Because I'm still going to do
What
you telling
happens
me
to the
for?
loyalty?
No, because it gets a point when one friend is loyal and the other person is not. I can't help it that I'm more subtle and you loose, and loose for whatever. Sorry,
Lack of terms.
lack of turns. So I respect the way you move. I don't judge you. That's not my, it's not my cup of tea. However, if I do find someone that I connect with and I actually like that person, you should be like, I'm gonna let it see where it goes, because it may not go nowhere. But if you always saying, I slept with this person, I slept with this person, I slept with this, look what damn, who you haven't slept with? And the community ain't that big around. It's not that big. So I expect for it. So now I have learned to don't say anything to protect if you did sleep with them. But I really don't care if it's out. Like, if you did it yesterday, okay, nah, you ain't my cup of tea. But if it was 2 or 3 years ago, why are you telling me?
Yeah, I think another thing in like the gay scene is also time. Like, people don't understand how if you allow time to just, I think going back to the dating, people don't know how to date, people don't know how to allow time. And I believe in, when you call me bae, there's responsibilities behind that bae, there's responsibilities behind relationship type of things. So if you don't live up to those type of responsibilities, you gotta be careful with those words, because they can truly draw somebody in and y'all not even on that page yet of to be even calling, texting, saying bae this, bae that, let's do this, y'all not on that page. So I think, again, and this is just what I've dealt with a lot of people, you have all these people that kind of just, they want the reality type of relationship, and like they just want to be laid up and like kiss, do all this extra stuff with each other, and you don't allow time. Like, that stuff on social media, that stuff takes time to get to that point. And not allowing that time, that's how you do end up with crazy people. You sleeping with a psycho.
Cuckoo
over
over
here.
To be honest, I done slept with a psycho before because
How was it?
You know the sex was good. You know the sex was good. Okay, but what I've heard is that people need to heal themselves, right?
Yes.
We got to communicate and we got to allow time. Obviously, you guys know successful relationships within your own community, right?
Yeah, and I would say even if we didn't make it, like even if you and I didn't work out, that doesn't mean that it wasn't a success. I think if we're able to end amicably, we're able to learn and grow from each other, and even if it means that we're not together, that doesn't mean that it's not a success.
You gain something from
You
it.
gain something from it. Like, you gain growth, clarity. Now, a lot of times they don't end like that. And you want the best, but sometimes people are just not able to give you their best because of the season that they're in. And also realizing that Houston dating scenes have changed. Like, just as much as there are new transplant people here, the dating scene here in Houston is very different because there are very different people here. Everybody not from the South.
Yeah.
The people are different.
You know what else is crazy about dating? Is when, because I try to be, how can I put this? I try to meet you where you are. That's what you said, right? When you meet someone where they at and you already done the work and you here and they're there and you build them. My worst intentions or my frustration with that is you build them for someone else. So at
That's
this point,
literally what you're doing.
No, I'm not.
Which is why Renisha's saying, baby, no, you ain't done this work to be
You
here.
gotta be careful.
You'll build
build
somebody
them and they'll
up,
tear
and take it to someone else.
And then next thing you know, and they'll drop back down. Like, you don't put all that effort and all that work into somebody when that was never their way that they were supposed to be built. And you done took all that time, you done put all this energy into them, and when you gone, they don't know what they're doing because you gave them the instructions on the way building them up, and now they have no instructions, and now they have no guidance, they have no leadership or anything like that because you well, the person that did that for them.
Because you're not builders, we're growers.
Because we're not built.
Like
Thank
we
you.
don't build, like you can't build a foundation of somebody because they have to have their own foundation. I can help you grow, but I refuse to build you because I am not your creator. And so only you know the foundational work that you need. If I attempt to build you, it'll be based off of my perception, my beliefs. You have to journey through your own segment of life. I can help you grow. I can water your intentions. I can water what you need. I can plant seeds where other things
that's why
are.
it's-
See,
But
I'm
I
not
can't help
doing
you
any
grow.
of that unless we're married. I have that. I'm.
You didn't hear me say,
Yeah.
I can't cook, I don't got no pots and pans.
Yeah, if I'm not married, I'm not
trying
doing
to
any of
say
that.
something?
Yeah, I just wanted to add into that. I'm very passionate about everything that you all said. I do think that being upset about building or watering someone can also have to deal with pride because, to be honest, once I got mad at that once before, but I let that pride go because at that point you can move differently at that point because from that point on, I'm only going to be in a relationship with someone that's going to benefit me the same way. So if I'm building them, they're building me the same way. So if I walk off or they walk off with all of my resources and everything that I taught them, I'm walking off with those resources that they gave me as well. So you should always
It
walk
should be
into
mutually
Yeah.
beneficial.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think what we've been highlighting over here is the parasitic relationships, right? The ones that are just taking from you, that are taking your
Yes,
resources and
like-
aren't pouring back into your cup. But if you're both pouring in, absolutely, I think it's worth it.
That's my
Okay,
type
well,
of
I
guy.
really hope y'all find y'all's person. Are y'all looking for your person?
I feel like if you
I'm
look,
not looking.
you're gonna miss it.
but
So,
maybe.
how I tell my friends is, you can't entertain everybody that comes your way. Because if you entertain this person, God might have this person over here for you. So you're taking a longer route to get to your right person. So within 15 to 20 minutes of a conversation, I know if I like you, I know if I'm gonna pursue you in a different manner, or I'm like, nah, just move around. Like, I'm very focused. I know what I want. I've written down what I want from God and how I want it. If it's not in that form, I'm okay with being alone.
I think it goes back to basically bringing you to a relationship individually and sharing each other's joys individually, because once you do that, then you're not focused on looking for someone. You're focused on continuing your journey, and somebody is going to align with that.
Yes,
you
that's
know?
how it works.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I will say the same thing she said. I'm more so focused on myself and like just growth within myself and just being me, like being authentically being me. And I feel like, I think she said it best, when you're just doing you and you're being you, it's easy for somebody to, come and like join and, do them and just kind of coexist with each other. But I'm not looking.
All right, so then be you.
Be you.
Hopefully you find your equally yoked partner. All right, thank you so much for coming on and sharing. Coming up next, I'm heading behind the bar because we got Brittany. Show me how to make this cara heal. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Nightcap. I'm behind the bar because I've got Brittany here who made a delicious carajillo for us. So it's time to backpack glass up. Yes, yes. All right, Brittany, what was in it? What you shaking up?
All right, so I did 2 ounces of your Espolòn Reposado. I love Reposado. Then I do 1 ounce of the liqueur 43. And then not any particular cold brew, but I did use the Starbucks black cold brew to mix it up. And then to get that foam on top, I put a little foam bitters in there.
Oh.
Shake it up really, really hard, get that foam top, and then put a little bit of cold coffee beans on it. And then for my particular end touch is the ground nutmeg.
All right, well, go ahead and shake it up while I ask you about what you thought about the conversation on the couch.
Oh.
All right, so you heard the thoughts on the state of the dating community.
Yes.
Do you agree?
Yes, I did agree with a few things that were said, yes.
Uh-huh. What in particular? That it's a cesspool, that people done peed in it, or that people need a heal, there's no communication?
I did agree that a lot of women in the lesbian community can't get over their ex. So their ex do carry into the current relationship. And so that was one thing that did point out to me.
All right, so what issues are you finding in these Houston streets?
It's very hard to find real lesbian women. So I feel like mostly everybody is bisexual or straight or experimenting, but I really do think it's kind of hard to find.
The experimenting
Yes.
lesbians. All right, shake it up while we process what she just said. Now I'm curious to see if Bernice agrees with you. Okay, do you agree?
Yeah, that's not real lesbian.
There's no real lesbians out in these streets.
Thank you,
Oh,
Renisha.
no.
You're welcome. There's no real lesbian.
Okay, I feel
They're
like that's
trisexual, like they're just trying things.
Oh, trisexuals. Oh, no, that's a whole other episode. Okay, listen, I really hope dating in the queer community gets better. But, baby, it sucks for everybody.
I'm
it
saying we in
seems
the
out here.
same boat.
But
Everybody's in
It's
the
real
same
love out
boat.
here, though. It's real love out
There's
here.
love.
There's love.
And there's fun to be had.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
All right, listen, it's June, so you know what it is. It's Happy Pride, baby!
Pride.
All
Happy
right,
Pride.
see y'all at home. Y'all celebrate my queer community, please and thank you. While I have this little cut I hear you. All right,
There you
we'll see you
go.
guys next time.